Hello, welcome over to the VASR Stock Car Championship, live here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway for race number 2 of the very first season of the VASR Stock Car Championship. Qualifying currently underway as always, and times are showing up on the board as you can see here. It's currently looks like Austin Edstorm on the pole at the moment. Rexford on track right there, turning his time. Glad to have you with us here tonight on a lovely Tuesday night. We're glad to join us for the race here. And with broadcast booth with me is a second commentator, Stephen Gale. Stephen, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, okay. Got a little bit longer there.
Of course. Gotta change it
better
up.
and better, does it?
Of course. We have fantastic racing at Atlanta. Nice, slick, old track. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I mentioned this, I think Friday night when I was closing up the RCD series. This is one of my personal favorite racetracks. Best mile and a half, in my opinion, and out of every track in the NASCAR circuit, this is definitely one of my favorites, if not potentially my favorite. It's just so much fun to drive around here, even watch races around here. The track's so slick, it has not been paved since I think 1998, so it's definitely very, very old and used up pavement, which makes it fun, it makes it slick, it makes it very challenging for these drivers. Most of the mile and a halves, like Texas, Charlotte, Kentucky, Las Vegas, Chicago, most of those are really, new pavement, mostly, newly repaved, and so it's kind of more so a one groove racetrack, and you can't really, make as many passes, and it's not really that exciting. But this track, absolutely, so much fun to watch races here and to race in the car itself. So I'm definitely looking forward to tonight's race here.
Oh yeah, definitely. This track makes exciting action, especially because these guys don't have any speed repairs. It'll make things even more exciting. And the entire strategy will also play in effect because this track will wear the tires out really fast.
Oh yeah, the old pavement comes along with the major tire fall off. Just 5 laps around here, and you're gonna be begging for tires almost, and you're gonna see the lines change a lot. You're gonna kind of start out next to that white line when you're fresh tires, and then you're gonna kind of move up to the middle, then move up next to that wall, and you get onto the long run, at least in turns number 1 and 2. So it's gonna be fun to watch that, and I think you're gonna see a lot of 2-wide racing with those 2 different lines. You can kind of run, be in the middle, pinch the guy down, or be next to the wall, and get the huge run off the corner. So I'm really looking forward to seeing everything go on here. And again, the new update last Monday with the dynamic cloud and shadow effects.
Actually, last Tuesday.
The day to night, as I'm getting corrected. The day to night, definitely, you saw that come into effect in the RCD series when it turned into pitch black darkness. That won't happen here today, as we're starting the afternoon, not sunset. But you can see right here, it got cloudy all of a sudden. Kind of a weird transition, but it got cloudy all of a sudden, and now it's kind of cloudy. So that's actually going to increase the grip a little bit for these guys as of right now. But while they're gridding up here on the grid, and you see Six Machine there, unfortunately, I wasn't able to load his paint in. Not quite sure what happened there with trading paints, but anyway, now through the LCTV starting grid to kick off race number 2 here of the VASR Stock Car Championship Season 1. So on the pole, Wendell Elliott running a time of 29.727, pretty fast time. Not much fast, only 6/1000ths of a second over Austin Edstorm, but that will be your front row for today's race. Ryan Grubb is going to qualify in 3rd, and then Brian Rumpf in the number 65 machine will roll off in 4th. Or number 3 tonight, Victor Valley in the 7, and Jared P. Bell there in the number 6 Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford, which is not loaded in. But Douglas Carlson, last week's winner, or 2 weeks ago, but previous winner from Daytona, he will roll off in 7th and is outside Jack Fellers in 8th place. And that rounds it out for guys of qualifiers, but then the guy to run out the field, Corey Rexer, the only guy not taking a time. So he'll roll off in 9th place. So 9 competitors out here today. And, excuse me, you can see the sun's kind of back out behind the clouds. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this race transforms. And I guarantee you're not going to see too many guys stay out when there is a caution. They're going to be begging for tires and coming on pit road. And some very interesting thing to note is the restarts. Again, the tires don't have much grip here, so you're going to be spinning the tires a lot. You might even see a couple crashes on restarts here. Hopefully we don't see that, of course, but it very well could easily happen. And as these guys are pacing here, let's look at the track information for Orlando Motor Speedway. 1.51 miles. Track elevation 843.37 feet. Track temperature currently at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, but of course that will probably heat up as we continue on through this race. And then the sky conditions and track weather here: 65-degree air temperature, 1 mile an hour wind direction to the north, 0% humidity, 0% fog, and partly cloudy sky conditions. All leads up to a great day of racing here from Atlanta. So pace car in turns number 3 and 4 here, pacing the field, but about to go down onto the safety of the pit lane. These guys rolling here. Coming off of turn number 4, the Irish.com official Ford Mustang pace car pulls its way on the pit lane and lets these guys, Winter Elliott, gonna lead the field to the green flag. Green flag is out on the gas here, and a great jump by the outside lane, the 26 machine. Austin Edstrom going to be side by side going to turn number 1. 7-8 gets the run of the inside, and he'll get clear here going to turn number 1.
Yes, he was. He became a little bit single file already, but the 6 battling with the 33. It's 33 is going up beside him. Now they all become single file. Then the 03 is having connection issues out back.
Up front at 26 in the tire tracks of the 78 machine, right there behind him, but not trying to push the issue. 115 laps here at this 1.5 mile track, so a long day of racing for these guys ahead. No need to obviously tear stuff up, as Steven, you mentioned earlier. There's no quick repairs for these guys, so whatever damage you have is what you're basically stuck with the rest of the race. So definitely want to, definitely don't want to, get your stuff tore up here in the beginning. Just take it easy, have some fun, obviously, and try to keep a track position, but don't make anything too risky.
Definitely, there's no point at the moment, since we just started, to rush out and try to take the lead or take position. There's plenty of time for that still in the race. There's no point to rush. Let's see now, everyone pretty much single file.
33 machine and Jack Feathers are picking up a spot on the 7 of Victor Valley. Moving himself up into the top 5, but sitting right there behind the 65 machine. And something interesting thing, I guess, like we've mentioned, the tire fall off is crucial. If you can save your tires, and maybe give it some positions on the start of the run, but if you can save your tires, that would definitely pay off for you in the long run. As you already seen in 65 and others, go to that middle or top lane and try to get a run up there. And it's all kind of depends on how you turn the car, how much you turn it, and a lot of dependence on as far as how much tire you scrub off. And if you have fresher tires than the rest of the guys out here, or better tires, you're definitely going to gain so much time. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yes, indeed. I see the 6 flying back a bit. He's trying to just stay out back for now. No point going out front. And didn't get wrecked by accident. Day 1 pretty much still single file. Nothing too much to worry about. The 03 still have major connection problem. Blinkering in and out. Now the field's starting to spread out a bit.
On board with a 33 machine here. Another front straight Jack Fellers, like I mentioned earlier, currently in 5th place by himself. And you see the 00 and 65 kind of running a little bit of the top lane, and you see how much of a better run they get off the corner to carry the speed down the straightaway compared to the guys who are kind of hugging that white line. So it's one of the best parts of Atlanta. There's so many different lines you can run, so many choices you can make, and that's, again, what makes it really fun to watch and to be a part of.
Oh, yes, indeed. As you see, the 2 guys, the 78 and 26, are pulling away from the 00 in the other pack.
Actually, 26 is looking for a way around. And 7-8 machine actually going to get a little bit of bump draft. It looked like down the back straightaway. Now going into turn number 3. 26, Austin Edstorm is hungry for the race lead. He lost a little bit of time right there, about 2 car lengths in turns number 3 and 4 right there. He's going to fall back just a bit, and battle for the lead settles down. The battle back here between these 4 cars, still the 00, 65, 33, and the 7's heating up just a bit. Here goes Victor Valley, hugging that white line trimmed right next to it, trying to get the run on the third. Oh, the 65 looks like he may have scraped the wall right there off turn number 2, just ahead of these guys, but trying to hug that inside white line is a 33 and 7, and it's kind of 4 cars grouped together, but nothing too crazy as of yet. Pretty calm there.
65 just scraped the wall a bit, but he's all right. Looks nothing too serious, just like a little minor scratch. I see the 6 and 86 are dropping back, and it looks like the 03 has some damage, or not. Massive lag on his end. It looks like everyone else still getting spread apart. Let's see a battle for 5th.
Side by side is 7 Victor underneath the 33 machine. Come off the corner. 33 going to have to run on the top side, but the 7 at the moment has the advantage going to turn number 1 door to door, and 33 going to try to pinch him down just a little bit. 7 has to kind of back out of it. It's his sign up the racetrack, but gets back in the throttle. Going to surge ahead of the 33 machine. He'll move himself up into the top 5.
Also, these guys can do now, since it's probably a fixed setup, they can actually change to brake bias now in the new update as well. So not every setup is going to be the same anymore.
I think it was the same before, but...
Well, now they can change it.
Well, I could change it too, but...
Well, still a change.
Yeah, and if you don't know about brake bias, if you know, aren't necessarily that knowledgeable on the racing, the brake bias basically just affects... I don't know all the components of it, but I know the effects of it. If you lower the brake bias, it makes your car a lot more feasible to spinning out. It's less stable under braking, but it requires less braking to slow the car down. But then during the race, without even using the brakes, it actually loosens the car up a little bit. And so you can kind of free the car up a little bit in the car, just adjust that a little bit. If you raise it, obviously it tightens it up, does the opposite, and it makes your car more stable under braking. So some of these guys would be adjusting the brake bias. I know when Official was here a couple weeks ago and I was driving, I was lowering the brake bias throughout the race, and for a while actually, in one and 2 I would lower it, and then 3 and 4 I would raise it because it was slick compared to 1 and 2. So some of these guys are probably adjusting, I guarantee you, trying to find an edge over the other competitors.
Indeed. And so you still see that they definitely pulled away from the, which is interesting to see. It's pretty much everyone pretty much spread out now. I see the 03 on the wall. Battle for race starting to heat up a bit. 26 and a 78.
I'm still kind of hounding him right there, the 26 machine. Hasn't tried to make the pass necessarily yet, but kind of staying his tire track, speeding right there in case he makes a mistake. And that's it. I mean, you don't necessarily have to take it away, just kind of be there and take advantage of the chance when it comes to you.
Yes, indeed. The 26 could start saving the tires since it was at the 78 isn't going to give him a chance to pass. Looks like the 33 has some front end damage. Well, front right.
aboard the 26 machine right there. You can hear him just playing with the throttle on the exit. Try not to get too sideways to burn the tires up, but also obviously not, wash the racetrack and hit the wall. Excuse me.
The 78's hogging that white line, which is helping him tremendously. 26 could start saving his tires if he really wanted to. Because the fact I don't think he's ever going to get past the 78 because of the fact that he's holding that white line so well through 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's really hard to pass here. The inside, again, usually prefer lane until you get about 20 laps or so. So we're almost to that point where you can really run that top and gain a lot of time. The guys running the bottom, but the only way to really pass here, you can't go to the bottom on a long run. Your car is just going to get tight, wash at the racetrack. Kind of have to go to the top in order to make that pass. So you definitely want to try to get used to the top if you are going to try to get a pass. This is the 26 here with a pretty decent run on the 76 machine. But you try to kind of sit there and hope to pressure them into a mistake. And as we're actually talking about this all, this 00, I believe, is catching these guys just a little bit, actually. I think it was about a second and a half back before, and I found myself just 1 second back. So could get into a 3-car battle for lead here.
He could, but also they will have to pit soon since they are on 50% gas. So they have to come in pretty.
He's got to run to the inside. It got a little bit sideways off the corner, a little bit sketchy, but 26 down to the white line now. Underneath the 78 machine, the 78 gonna go right on his door, pinch him down to the racetrack. Don't let him get up off the corner. And I think that might be able to keep him the race lead for now, at least that lap. It looked like at least. He's going to turn 1 here to 78. Gonna try to pinch him down once again here. Not quite as aggressive as he was in 3 and 4, but now he's gonna get the run off the corner and should pull back even with the 26 machine here.
00 is right there. These guys are fighting, which is slowing them down. The 00 is right there to capitalize if anything does happen.
78 has the run right here off the corner. I think he might get clear of the 26, but Austin, the 78 got a little bit loose right there. And 26 now he's clear. 26 trying to make that run, and that's what usually happens at Atlanta. You have that run, it looks like you're going to make the pass, and then the guy on the outside is able to kind of defend, but you're going to see a lot of that, and definitely pretty fun to watch. You can go side by side here for a long time.
These tires are worn out, which makes them loose. So these guys could pit now if they really want to get those fresh tires. Now the catch man do a short pit first, since they'll gain you so much time if you short pit in this track.
Oh, absolutely. But these guys have to calculate, how far they can make it on fuel and plan out when they plan on pitting. Obviously, if we don't see the caution flag, that's going to be absolutely crucial as well. So, yeah, fresh tires absolutely will kill out here when you short pit. And basically, you have those couple laps to gain so much time, and then the other guy will gain a little bit of time on you, but not quite as much because you're not on super old tires. So, as mentioned, short pitting, definitely you're probably going to see quite a few of those today.
Yes, indeed. I see a battle for, it was a battle for Forrest. 65 gets past the 7, or keeps the position. The 00 is catching those two ahead by a decent amount.
Yeah, just down to a half second about now. So it's shaved off almost a full second on these guys. 6/10 between the 78 and the 00 machine. So he's sitting right there trying to catch a little bit of these guys, especially when they get side by side in a race. He wants them to go back side by side and they try to gain some more time on them. But like you mentioned, also they're gonna have to pit here definitely very soon. 50% fuel. I know these guys can only go about 50 or 60 laps, I believe, on fuel if you have a full tank. So I think we're going to probably see the pit window open here around lap 30, I'm guessing.
I do think 00 is saving his tires back where he was behind these guys for like a second or so. And I think now he's finally can use those tires to the advantage if he was saving them and catch these guys. He's catching them with full force.
Yeah, it's down at 4/10 of a second now, and trying to reel these guys in, but be interesting to see how well this works out for him. Lost a bit of time right there in turns 1 and 2. Lost about a tenth. And still actually kind of seems to be taking it pretty easy. He's definitely went off the gas early, letting it just kind of roll through the side of the corner. And then, oh, we got a pit stop. 78 machine going down pit road. Almost had contact the other 26 machine. Now here's 0-0 for the race lead. As he goes to the outside, charge the outside. I think he might take that spot away. And that was, and indeed he does. 0-0 machine now to the race lead, Brian Grubbs. But the 78 machine, when the race leader coming down pit road, I don't think the 26 knew it, as he cut across his nose, and we almost had the two leaders stick each other out there.
He almost sped on pit road as well, which that would have been bad, but he managed to get it under there. He gets the first pit stop.
So you've seen your race leader pitting 0-0 and 26 will stay out this time. 0-0 actually looks like he may have scraped the wall a little bit right there, or at least got very close to it. And as we continue to pace the field here out front, as the 78 machine, the only guy to make a pit stop, no, to the back here, the 0-0, the 0-3 machine of Corey Rexford, who actually has some right side damage. He's going to come down pit road for the first pit stop of the day. And your race leaders coming through turns number 3 and 4 here. We're going to wait and see if these guys decide to pit. Looks like the 0-0 might be pitting this time. So 26 goes to the racetrack. Nope, doesn't look like he will. So Brian Grubbs is going to continue to stay out here. And 78 is wanting these guys to stay out here. He's gaining so much time with them now with those 4 fresh tires. I think he'll easily come out with the race lead here once this whole cycle is done, as long as these guys done a masterful job with a pit stop. But again, now the 78 machine has less fuel, and for compared to these guys, actually 0-0 looks like he might be out of gas. Brian Grubbs running out of gas. The 26 is gonna get past him right there, and it looks like they're actually both going to pit road.
You're gonna lose a ton of time to that. As the 78 will gain so much from doing this. The saw 65 went down pit road. Pretty much everyone's coming down pit road this time.
Victor Valley down
who had to come down already.
And the 0-0 out of gas. He's actually rolling down pit road, trying to make it to his pit stall, swerving back and forth. The 7 swerves around him. And I think actually swerving back and forth, trying to shake the fuel into the car there. Maybe slowing him down.
Really close.
He's losing so much time. He might make it to his pit stall, but he lost so much time there. As the 7 machine looks like he made it into his pit stall. Pretty rough. 86 machine, your defending race winner from Daytona. He rolls off pit road. 0-0 now finally makes it to his pit stop. That's how much time he lost.
That's going to cost him so much that he can possibly get back with a caution. But the big winner in this is the 78, because of the fact that the 26 didn't come down pit road for a long time. The 28 with a massive lead.
Absolutely.
And there's a 65 who came down after. He's right in the back of the 26.
So 0-0 machine, definitely not what he wanted. He's actually still on pit road. He's actually going to go a lap down here. And looks like he may have just, not quite sure where the 0-0 went.
I think he legged out, not really sure. The 78 is approaching the 86 of Douglas. He might be a lap down soon.
So 31 laps completed here. Still a long ways left of racing, but it looks like the 03 machine has gone a lap down, and yeah, I can't see the 0-0 at all. So maybe as connection just maybe lagged out. Something crazy happened there for the 0-0 machine to Brian Grubbs, which is definitely very unfortunate. He was up there battling for the race lead there, and then ran out of fuel, fell way behind, lost so much time in doing so, and now it looks like he has more issues that basically will take him out of this race, even if we do get a caution. So that's really unfortunate there after definitely showing the speed and was in contention for it.
Yes, indeed. It's heartbreaking there, but the 78, once they got a caution, pretty much has this thing on standby because of that short pin. But this 26 does have fresher tires, and we'll catch him later on in the run. But I don't know if it's gonna be enough.
Oh, it looks like the 03. I mean, major connection issues right in front of the 26 machine, but the 26, yeah, he is gonna catch him here as the run goes on. But the difference is if you pit when everybody else is on old tires and you have fresh tires, you're going to gain a lot of time. And then when those other guys pit while they have fresher tires, it's only by a couple laps, so you're not really gaining that much. And so
Right.
that's the difference. And obviously, you know, the run that they have, you know, for instance, 26 machine, now he has a long time to try to reel in the 78, but he's still not going to catch him here unless the 78 makes a huge mistake, because it's 4 seconds behind. That's how much time he lost just from that whole cycle, because the 78 machine short pitted. At the same time, the 26 machine now has way more fuel than the 78, so if it does come down to the fact that he can make it on one less pit stop, that could very easily secure him the win. So definitely fun to try to follow on here.
Oh, yes, indeed. It was like A1 is spread out now. 03 still lagging a bunch. Yeah, 26 catching him by a lot, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Unless he shorts pits and then forces the 78 to do as well.
He's definitely catching him. It's now actually 3.6 seconds, so he's actually gaining a lot more than I thought he would be. I mean, it seems like he gains about 4/10 even a lap, actually. So I guess he could actually potentially get around a 78 machine here before they make their second pit stop. So remember, I think what we saw there was about, like I mentioned earlier, about 30 or so laps. So it's very interesting to see, you know, when the is going to have to pit here around lap 57, I believe, if he doesn't short pit again. So that puts him about 4 laps, I believe, before the 26 machine has to pit. So it's interesting to see when that happens. You know, we're about 20 laps away from that now, and the gap's 2.8 seconds. So, and actually, the 26 machine on the clutch saving fuel.
That's an interesting move. As in Atlanta, if someone's short pit, you have to come in as well, so you just lose, like how we saw before, a ton of time.
Yeah,
so I don't know why he's going to save gas there. I think he's going to try to do like one last pit stop than the 78.
Yeah, I think that's what the strategy is. We saw the 00 there. Obviously, he, you know, lost connection and left the race, or whatever. But he ran out of gas. That's how much these guys were trying to push it to make it. The 26 machine now on the clutch, rolling it through the entrance of the corner. You know, rolling it on through the entrance of the corner on the clutch, trying to save that extra bit of fuel. And the 78 machine short pitting, he's now basically, you know, if it does come out of fuel mileage, he has no chance. So, and all the while, the 26 is still catching the 78 machine, even while saving fuel. So, definitely interesting.
That's how much tires mean at this track, especially due to the fact that the surface is so quick. Even 4 fresher lap tires make a huge difference. But I don't know if staying out field strategy might be a strategy that might win them the race. It's going to be depending on how close we get on gas. It'd change everything. So
he's not losing that much time. In fact, you know, of course, he's still gaining time on the 78, mostly because of the fact he has fresher tires. But overall, if he was, you know, going flat out here and trying to push the car, trying to race and not worry about saving fuel, he's still not losing much time because you're still off the gas. He's just on the clutch, saving that little bit of extra gas compared to if he wasn't on the clutch. So definitely interesting here. And again, the 78 machine is going to have to pay here in about 15 or so laps if he wants to go this full fuel run. So it's definitely interesting. And you see the 86 machine right there. Duka's right there ahead of him. So the first car going to go a lap down on pace at least here, I believe, besides the 03.
Yeah, the 86 fell back at the start, I guess, to avoid all the contact and all the chaos that I think he assumed was going to happen. The cost of that is going to be 1 lap down. But if we do get a caution, he will get the lucky dog and be back on that lead lap.
Yeah, so just barely behind the leader now. 86 machine, again, your Daytona winner now, going 1 lap down. But the next car to go a lap down is the 6 machine, who's pretty far ahead. This guy's currently in turn number 2. He's in turn number 3, so pretty far ahead of there for Jared, as looks like he actually has some right side damage and is struggling a bit. So we're going to see how long it takes for him to go a lap down and falls victim. And without, you know, only 8 guys here, I believe, or excuse me, 7 guys now actually on the track itself, the likelihood of a caution is pretty slim. So we could actually potentially see a race go full length under green.
That'd be interesting to watch. Be exciting, especially how Atlanta plays out with the fuel strategy and the tire strategy. You see the 86
Jack Feller's number 30
is holding up 78 a little bit, but now he's not anymore because he's fell back a bit to the 78. And to see the 26 gaining a ton of time while saving gas. He actually lost time that lap to the 78. It's great that we have two different strategies going to play out in this race, or just having one strategy from each driver. So there's like the pit bull pitting at the same time. The 26 opted for the stay out longer strategy, which is nice to see.
And again, it's unfortunate the double zero machine there had those issues, because it definitely would have been fun to see the 3-car battle versus just a 2-car battle. But and again, he was pushing it so far, he ran out of fuel, lost so much time, and then he kind of just disappeared. So I'm actually interested to see if it looks like he just
left existence.
Yeah, he's still in the server,
but he's not in the race anymore.
Yeah, he's not racing on the track. So I guess he just feel he lost too much time and didn't want to try after that. I don't really know, but fortunate either way. And now we just have 5 cars on lead lap, so it's definitely weighing this field down, and we're not even really close to halfway yet.
It looks like the 26 is losing time now because he's still saving a lot compared to the 78 who's going full force.
Okay, he had got about 1.4 seconds, I believe, was the closest he was, and now he's back to 1.7 seconds, so he lost by 3/10 there. And again, though, he's still riding that clutch, still trying to save some fuel, and I think, honestly, if you think about it, 115 laps, that puts these guys about 5 laps short, I believe, of 4 pit stops, correct?
Yeah, roughly.
3 pit stops, actually. Yeah, it puts him about 5 laps short of 3 pit stops. So if you can save 5 laps over the course of a 115 lap race, which is definitely very possible, and I think is what the 26 machine is trying to do, if you can save about 5 or so laps, make it on a 3 pit stop cycle strategy, whereas the 78 is going to basically be forced to pit 4 times, I think that's what he's trying to do. And if you can, be 1.5 seconds behind the race leader and have a whole less, pit stop you have to do, you're going to gain so much time on the other guy.
Definitely. See, he's still getting time now to the 78. He gained in more time there as we're almost halfway through this race. We'll say the 6 is going down pit road. 6 going to get his service done.
That will put him a lap down. Obviously, he'll probably gain that back here once these leaders pit. But again, we're going to have to see this 78 machine pit in about 6 or 7 laps around there. And so it's going to be interesting. Definitely to see if the 26 can make it on those 3 pit stops. And he stopped saving fuel quite as much and he started pushing again to try to catch the 78 machine. So maybe he feels like he can make it on just 3 pit stops without yellow. I'm not quite sure, but he's definitely got the pace back up, and he's reeling back in the 78 machine here right before he has to make his pit stop.
78 did go down on lap 27, so he only has 2-ish laps to go when he last came down. I don't know how much he will go, but
I think I think he will go about 30 or so laps. So I think he's gonna be forced to probably pit here around lap 57 or so. I think that's when we're gonna probably at least see him come down around. So about 4 or 5 laps.
54 to 57.
Yeah,
like
I
around
think
there.
That's the range. And again, I'm not quite sure when the 00 on the 26 made their pit stop there, but anyway.
They made it on lap 30.
Yeah, lap 30. Yeah, and never run out of gas. So that's actually, I was actually right. You can go exactly 30 laps on fuel. As you see, the 6 machine actually He's now gone almost 2 laps down. Not quite sure what's up with that. As you go 3 and the 65 making their pit stops here.
Nice.
Oh,
He got
78!
his damage.
78 get a pit stop, and he almost spun it out, and he must have been speeding. He was coming flying.
He actually
in there.
was not. He went 50 on the cone.
Wow, that is amazing.
Dead on 50. It's going to cost him some time, but great save. Great. Did not speed at all. That's even more impressive.
Great recovery. It looks like he actually overshot his pit stall, too. So, definitely the pressure.
Interesting stuff.
Definitely a very close call for sure. They almost wrecked it, almost was speeding, and then overshot his stall. So, definitely the pressure is probably getting to him here. It's about halfway through this thing, and he knows that, he has a great chance to win this race. And so now he makes his pit stop actually a little bit earlier than he could have. So, basically just already concluded.
Actually, no, he pretty much half did. 27-27.
Yeah, it's
pretty much did what he wanted
close.
to do.
And now you can hear the 26 machine back on the clutch again. And now he doesn't have the person on the track, right there ahead of him to try to have the urge to catch. He just says, okay, I'm going to sit back here to make his pit stop. I'm going to sit back, save my fuel, and try to make it a whole less pit stop than him. So he lets the 65 get his lap back right there. No harm, no foul. Keeps it on the clutch. So he can push it here until lap run 60 or so.
63-ish, if he's really saving that much.
Yeah, I think, it's about the range. I think 62 is probably where he'll come down pit road, but definitely somewhere in that range. And again, he's trying to make it on 3 pit stops. So he's got to try to save 5 or 6 total laps. So far, I believe he's already probably saved at least 1 or 2 just on this run alone. So next
The good thing about
you can try to save a little bit more.
The good thing about him is at least that he knows the 78 messed up a bit, which costed him some time. So it'll save him a bit, and he has to worry a little less because the fact 78 messed up the pit stop.
And if the caution flag did come out right now, he'd be the only one on lead lap because he's the only one on lead lap right now. So if the caution flag did come out, the 7 would get his lap back, and then everybody else would get the free pass, and everybody else would get the wave around. But that would...
It looks like the 7 went around. Shot didn't bring out the caution.
Oh yeah, it's on the right side damage. We're going to take a look and see if we can see that. Yeah, actually it looks like he... Oh wow, yeah, he wrecked big time on the front straightaway, and I'm really surprised they didn't run a caution flag out here. He got super
they went
loose,
on the apron.
overcorrected, hit the outside wall, and then, I guess he was able to keep the car straight until he got in the apron. That did not bring the caution flag out. Did some silver ton of donuts in the grass down there, but got it back going, and we stayed green, so pretty close call as far as messing up this whole strategy the 26 machine has for sure. Again, a caution wouldn't hurt him too badly. He would be in the race leader right now, but he basically, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, I believe he has this thing pretty much locked up in the bag, as he's going to make it way far in fuel. He's on the clutch, riding it super long right there, saving that extra bit of fuel. Actually, he's going to make it.
He's coming down pit road. You could... Oh, that's... He may be caught for speeding there, went in at 55. It's debatable. But we'll see, though.
The pit speed 50?
Yep.
Oh, he was just doing 55 the whole way down pit road.
We'll see what happens with him.
That's interesting.
But he could have probably went a bit more since he only did 30 and he was saving a lot. So it looks like his saving really didn't do much.
Or maybe he was saving on the first run too. I'm like, it doesn't look like he got a penalty at all unless he has to serve a penalty coming back down pit road. So
we'll see in the next 3 laps what he has to do. So
that's interesting that he I'm actually really surprised he came down that early. Just didn't see the machine go back around him there, but I didn't expect him to go down that early. I thought honestly, he'd push a little bit further than that because. Unless he has to save fuel to go 30 laps. I mean, we saw the 78 machine go 28 laps on that run, so I don't know.
Be interesting how that plays out.
Which means he's going to have to basically save fuel under every run and an extra 5 laps if he wants to make it on 3 pit stops. So, and right there, actually, he's now 6.5 seconds behind Wendell Elliott. The bigger gap than when it was the first stint.
Yeah, I think his saving is going to cost him a bit. If he didn't have to save, I don't know if he did to get 30, but the question is, does he have a penalty from speeding? That's a question that I don't know if he has or not. We'll see in the next 2 laps if he comes down or not.
I think if he was speeding, it was on entry, and usually if you speed on entry before you get to your pit stall, you serve it in your during your pit stop. So I don't think he got a penalty, and nice back of track, reeling back in really early now, 5.8 seconds. But again, I thought these guys could go 30 laps on fuel without saving. I guess you have to save, go 30 laps, and then get to that point. So he's going to have to try to make it 30 laps in each pit stop and save an extra 5 laps in total if he wants to try to make it on just 3 pit stops. So it's going to get down very interesting now. The clouds have also rolled in a little bit here, so that's also going to make it a little bit different as far as how the car handles and everything.
Yeah, for a strategy to really work, he has to save and do more. He is only trying to do a 3-stop program. And if he has to do a 4, then it pretty much ruins his whole strategy and gives 78 pretty much to win. So he has to save hardcore as he gains a lot of time that lap.
Yeah, definitely rolling that 78 machine. Those 4 fresh tires here. It was, again, remind you about 6.5 seconds when he came off pit road. He's already shaved 2 seconds off, and it's only been about 4 laps since he came down pit road. So definitely reeling in the race leader, Wendell Elliott.
Let's see this time. Wow, that's a lot of seconds. He's gaining on Wendell. As Wendell is approaching the 7 car, who's pretty beat up after spinning out.
Yeah, only 3 cars on lead lap here. Actually, only 3 cars that aren't 2 or more laps down. His 4th and 5th are both 2 laps down. Nobody else is even further behind than that. So, oh, it's 6th place. Excuse me. So 3 cars, and Brian Rumpf, believe. Yeah, Brian Rumpf currently in turn number 3, while the race leaders are on the front stretch. Or excuse me, not the front stretch, the back stretch. Turn 3 end. Okay, so he's actually getting caught by the leaders, and as we get a little bit past halfway now. It's interesting to see for sure. As we're going to take a look now. Since we're a little past halfway point, we're going to take a look at the race summary here. So far, laps completed 66, laps remaining 49. Had 6 lead changes and 0 caution flags waving here at Atlanta, which is pretty cool for sure, and pretty good. Definitely a huge accomplishment to make it 0 caution flags at Atlanta, but it's still not over yet. We still could have. We already saw the 7 machine go around, and it just was out of harm's way, so no caution was thrown. But you very well could see, just somebody spinning around, hit the wall, get tight, whatever happens. And that's all it takes to bunch everybody pretty much back up together again. So it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yes, indeed. As you see, the 26 gaining by a lot. He's only 2.3 seconds back. As he did 7's catching at 65. They're going to be side by side.
1.9 seconds now the gap. So he's already reeled them in by about 4.5, almost now 5 seconds. 26 machine has gained on the 78, your current race leader. So it's definitely closing that gap. I don't think he's saving fuel anymore. I honestly think he gave up on that strategy and now just wants to outrace him. And he definitely is able to do that. As you see, he's gained so much time now. I don't think he can make it on 3 pit stops, but he can still go out there and try to beat 78 on the same strategy.
I think that would be the better call at this rate. Because the fact I don't think he saved enough. Or he went, in my opinion, a bit too early, unless, that's how long they can do. Enough to do like 1 more stop.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible, because he was saving fuel a lot during that run, and he only made it 29 laps. So there's no way you're going to be able to make it, 30 laps in each run and somehow pick up an extra 5 laps of fuel towards the end of the race. So now that was 0.8 of a second, drew them in by 6 seconds here, and I believe he'll probably pick up the race lead here in less than 5 laps.
Oh yeah, like he's like a bullet right now.
No, he's saving fuel again.
I think he should just go and throw away his original plan. Just go with 2 more stops. With the 78.
Yeah,
he's saving.
he caught Wendell, and then he started saving fuel. So again, I'm not sure what his strategy is. It's definitely interesting to see how this will play out because, and you know, it seems like he has to save a lot of fuel in order to make it 30 laps, but he still has to make that extra 5 laps saved. And so if you push the fuel all the way to 30 laps and you can't go further than that, he's not going to make it on 3 pit stops. He's going to have to pit fourth for a 4th time, just like Wendell. So I agree with you. I honestly would say just go for it, get around the 78 machine and take off, because there's nobody else that's going to beat their strategy. You know, these guys are racing for the win, you know, unless, you know, these guys mess up or a caution comes out. They're the only 2 that will be in contention for the win. So the 78 has to make 4 pit stops. I would just say make 4 pit stops and not race him. And here comes down
Here we go
bottom.
for the lead. The 26 will pretty much blow by him.
Fresh your tires.
Yeah.
Goes clear easily.
He gained 6 seconds pretty much in 13
seconds,
laps.
Yeah. That's just the, you know, the what, 5 lap fresher tires. That's crazy.
Oh, big time. A 78 may pit early, try to make the trick to 26 into doing it. But I think that's the only way how the 78 can actually pull it off at the moment.
These guys are actually catching the 65 machine to put him a lap down, which is literally just basically make sure these 2 are the only 2 that battle for the race win here. So so now we're working our way on to lap 75 here and get 41 laps to go. There's still 1 pit stop, or potentially 2 pit stops left here as we continue on. And you see the 65 machine in frame right there, about to go a lap down.
And he's just getting on the high side to prepare for them to lap him. The 78 coming down pit road this time.
Oh, and he locks it up again.
But he does not speed, and he's good to go.
Aggressive going into pit road, and I think it's honestly gave him quite a bit of time by doing that.
This is a change up in strategy, because he did not need to pit for a while.
Yeah, he pitted at lap 55, I believe, so that was only 20 laps, actually. It's about 5 or 7
strategies
laps less.
through the roof with the 2 drivers. They both are doing different strategies, which is awesome to see, since it's which one's better than the other ones.
Yeah, basically, he short pitted, got way ahead. 26 caught him by about 6.5 seconds, easily passed him, got ahead. And he was just out there losing time. So I guess, you know, might as well come on pit road and take that gamble on trying to gain the advantage. Now he has the fresher tires. He's going to gain time on the 26. But then the 26 is going to pit and have fresher tires to gain time on him. So this is why I love Atlanta so much. This is why I love green flag runs. They're so much fun to watch. And now the 65 machine actually going to go a lap down here. She'll just put 2 cars down and do that.
It's more fun at Atlanta, especially because the tire strategy is amazing here. If a caution were to come out, the 65 would get that free pass, but it wouldn't matter anyway since 78 would just get back. Since 26 would have to pit, but just see what's going to happen here. 65 also has come down pit road as well.
Well, these guys continue to go around the track here. There's no cautions to really give us a chance to get a commercial break, but we'll have a little bit of side-by-side coverage. You don't miss a thing here, and we'll be right back after the short messages. Welcome live into the VASR Stock Car Championship live here from Atlanta Motor Speedway as currently the battle between the duel between the 78 and the 26 machine continues. 78 gets his lap back the hard way here, while the 26 continues to stay out on the racetrack actually. Again, he pitted on lap 59, so that should put him around lap 88, 89 when he has to make his way onto pit road. So we're going to be seeing him make his second to last, but probably pit stop of the night here very shortly.
I actually looked at doing the math. He actually, if he comes in pretty soon, he'll actually have enough. If he saves the 30 laps, we'll have enough gas to make it to the end. I think he still is doing his final stop strategy here.
You know, I almost feel like yeah, I think when I was saying 3 cycle, you'd have to pit on lap 30, lap 60, that's 2 pit stops, lap 90, that's 3, and then you'd make it actually to lap 120. So I was thinking of it wrong. I was thinking he's actually good at he's actually 5 laps to good then. Wow, I am okay. Not with it today. He's actually 5 laps to the good. So my apologies for saying that he was 5 laps short the whole race. He's actually 5 laps to the good. So now here he comes to the road.
I think he was trying to do one more lap, then realized he really couldn't, as he's good to go. Good pit road entry.
Yeah, if he can make it about 28, 29 laps, that would put him just a little bit past, about 1 lap 17, which is in existence because it's a 150 lap race. So he's actually, this is his final pit stop of the race. The 78 machine will actually still have the pit again. So, yeah, I guess my apologies greatly for that. As the 78 actually going to head to pit road too.
Interesting. Everyone's going down pit road. I think I'd say okay.
This is the 26's race now. Absolutely. So the 78 is still, they're going to have the same flat tires. And the 78 is behind the 26 by a lot. So he actually might go a lot down here. Wow.
That was an interesting call.
So that was the strategy of the 26 machine. That's why I was saying fuel is to try to do those 30 lap stints, or a little bit less than. And so my apologies for that. I was completely backwards on that.
78 could have just done a 2-tire stop. That
oh,
was 26. Really fast.
Oh, 26. No, he was speed. Oh wait, no. Oh my gosh. The 26, I must have been speeding. He came down at a service penalty and he missed pit road. Oh no.
This is interesting.
So we got black flag, was gonna service penalty, then overshot and missed pit road, lost more time by doing so. Now we'll have to come down this time to service penalty, and I think now this will get the win to the 78 machine. Here he comes, just gonna slow down. Does not miss it this time. He's going to make sure he nails it. He's going to have to probably serve and stop and go penalty. The 78 machine's in the back straightaway, though. This is going to be close.
Yeah. I wonder what he got the penalty for, because he wasn't speeding, though.
That's...
Unless he did on exit.
Yeah, maybe he didn't come back on the track safely.
That could... Yeah, that could be it.
He was 78. He's going to fly right by him.
Oh, yeah. 78, without a caution, is going to win it at this rate.
It's stop and go. And there's the 78 going to fly right by him. Wow. 26 machine of Austin Edstorm had it sealed in the bag. Made a mistake, and that will cost him the chance to win.
He'll be third, actually. Since Brian is only like 1 second behind Wendell.
How do you make that much time? How do you make it that much time?
The 6.5 pitter with the 78.
Yeah, I think he still is. Actually, I think he still is the pit here.
No, I think
he was a lot down on pace before. Right, Rumpf.
Yeah, I guess he still does have to come. Yeah, I guess he does have to come down pit road still.
That's crazy. The 26 machine, Austin Edstorm, made it on a whole entire less pit stop. Got a black flag for one reason or another, then missed pit road trying to come down a service penalty. Now finds himself currently in third, 11.5 seconds behind the race leader, Wendell Elliott. Sorry for losing my mind there too. I didn't.
What am I actually got a penalty for?
Yeah, it must have been. I'm gonna take a look here and see if he crossed that white line on pit exit. That's the only thing I can think of. If you said he wasn't speeding, then there must have been something he did on pit exit, crossed over the white line or something here. We're gonna try.
He may have done it a bit, like an inch, and that may have costed him. Since iRacing is pretty picky on that stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look here at the chopper camera. He's right next to the white line. He's right next to it. As it crossed it. No, wasn't.
Like he went a tiny bit over, but that was it.
He wasn't doing that pit exit. I don't know. I'm gonna see coming down onto pit road. You can see he slows it down to 50. Then 51, 50. If he got speed on entry, though, he would have started in his pit stop. So we speed this up here a little bit. Goes into his pit stop, comes off of pit road. And as he's getting going... No, he was only doing 48. That is so weird. I don't know what he got a penalty for. Unless it was right there when he touched the white line. If that's where he got a penalty from, I don't know. He is actually catching a race leader though. He's down to 9.4 seconds, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to catch him with just 20 laps to go. That's crazy though. And the 65 machine, yeah, like I said, he still had a pit there, so he made his pit stop. He's back on track now in third, 1 lap down. But actually, the 26 machine, he's actually catching now, down to 8.9 seconds, 8.8 seconds. And they're on the same lap tires, so that's interesting.
Yes, it is. But Austin's still catching him.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll have enough time to, though.
Yeah, Austin's catching him quite a bit. He's already reeled in about 3 seconds on him, but I just don't think it'll be enough time. I mean, I don't know. We have to wait and see, I suppose. Lap traffic. Oh, the 7 machine, the outside wall. The 26 has to swerve to miss him. Great job at a 7 and Victor there to keep it in the wall, and the 26 to miss him, but that was a very close call.
And it cost him some time because of that, but...
Yeah, if caution does come out, it's going to be very interesting for sure. But, yeah, I mean, he's catching him, but, yeah, like you said, it's not going to be enough, I don't think, with just 17 laps to go here. So, I think we're about it. Basically, has to secure it as long as he just takes care of his stuff and doesn't get involved in anything. We're going to now go into triple-digit the lap counter here. We're going to triple digits. That's time by, so you go into lap 100 here and continue to dwindle this thing down. Now just a little bit under 8 seconds is now the gap, or just 8 seconds flat basically is the gap, but yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see, I suppose. And see, 26 is still trying to deal with the lap traffic. Got on the 86 machine right there with Douglas Carlson, so gonna be interesting for sure. Wait and see, I suppose. He's gonna have the driver's heart out here for sure, and hope the 78 makes a mistake and gets loose or has lap traffic mess him up or something, because 78 actually looks like he has right side damage and it must have gotten the wall at some point. Unless there's just some lag damage. It looks like he has right side damage, which could be affecting his speed.
Yeah, that could do it. I don't think it's that much though, but it's still a decent amount.
The whole right front fender is all curled up on that 78 machine, and that might be why he's losing time to the 26 machine. But 14 laps to go, 7.6 seconds. Definitely very hard to gain that much time in just 14 laps at Atlanta. But we'll again have to wait and see how it all plays out here. And that damage, it looks like the damage has disappeared. So must have been just lag damage.
Yeah, I got it. It's good for me too. So.
That's interesting. Well, never mind with the damage. Gap closed down to 7.4 seconds for the 26, but
I don't think it's gonna be enough though.
yeah.
It was hard
7.3.
fought, but I just don't think it's enough time. Once a caution comes out, that would change everything.
Yeah, if Kosh came out,
though,
that'd be
so-
Kosh came out, that'd be a great duel between the two, for sure.
Well, it's technically gonna be the 3 since the 6.5 would get
Oh yeah,
lap
that's
back.
true. Yeah, 6.5 could just lap back and wheel spin.
Well, we could get one since they're all 3 of the 7, the 6.5, and 86 are together, and one messes up.
Oh wow, yeah, it's probably the biggest pack we've seen in a while here. Got the 7 machine has been in the wall and looped it a couple times here tonight. 65 right there, currently in third with some damage himself.
Oop.
Actually, pretty close quarters here.
They could do something. The 7 almost got into the 65. It was pretty close there.
7 very damaged, just trying to keep him on race track and finish out the race here. I don't think it's going to happen. 65 got cleared the 7. He's pulled away at 86. Just catching the 7, but not drastically. Kind of like how his leaders are right now. The 26 is catching the 78, but not drastically. So
It's not gonna be enough with 10 to go
Yeah,
next time by. It's not gonna be enough.
Unless 78 has like a huge slide or hits the wall or something crazy happens, there's no way. 7.9 or 6.9 seconds just ain't possible to gain in just 10 laps. He comes off number 4 here and gets the 10 to go signal.
That penalty costed Austin the win today.
And I'm still interested. I can't wait to interview him and figure out what that penalty was for, because I didn't see anything wrong. Unless he got again, when he touched the white line there, if they were super picky and gave him a black flag for that, that really sucks for him. But he wasn't speeding on pit road. He looks like he exited pit safely. So I'm really interested to see why he got that penalty. And I'm sure he definitely wasn't very happy about it. As you can tell, it's costing the win here tonight. So it's gonna be interesting for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even I'm curious about what happened there. He wasn't speeding or anything, but yeah, it could be Iverson just being iRacing.
Other than the mistake of trying to come down pit road to serve it, missing pit road, which cost him a lot of time. Also, that probably could have, honestly, if he didn't make that mistake right there after, he at least would have been quite a bit closer. You know, if you're talking about like a 2 or 1 second gap instead of a 6 or 7. But 78 just gotta try to take care of his stuff here, keep it easy, and basically hold on to it. And definitely, obviously, you know, not trying to say that the 26 did better than the 78. He definitely had it though, and that penalty, I'm really interested to see what happened there. If it was a driver error, or if it was just a random black flag by iRacing, or I'm interested to see, because again, we couldn't find anything wrong with his pit stop up here in the booth, but definitely a great duel between these two all race long. Both of them edge to edge with different strategies, racing each other on the track. 115 laps at a land on the green is so much fun to watch.
Yeah, 26 definitely won the strategy compartment, and if he did not get the black flag, this race would have been easily his locked up for taking.
Yeah, we saw the 78 had to come back down pit road there, and he was pitting at the same time. He was entering pit road at the same time that the 26 was leaving pit road, and he was, you know, in second place compared to the 26. So definitely would have been a pretty huge gap. We would have been talking about, you know, reversed. But that penalty, then the mistake of not being able to, you know, make pit road there to serve as black flag definitely cost the 26. And the 78 now just has to cruise for about 6 more laps, and he's got us in the bag.
Yes, he does. Just 6 to go for him.
And
We don't think we see another caution. We don't think we see a caution because everyone's spread out.
Even if
So.
even the caution did come out, the race would end in yellow, so it wouldn't change anything as we goes out turn 4 here and gets the 5 to go signal now.
Pretty much 78 pretty much has won this race unless he messes up.
That's 6.3 seconds. Absolute no pressure, no lap traffic ahead of him. So clean track at him. Just basically drive the car, don't push it, no need to push it at all. So goes to the back straight away here. We saw Daytona last week. You know, the long green flag runs we saw there. We saw a lot of green flag pit stops, and didn't see a single caution fly here tonight with just 4 laps to go. Definitely pretty cool, and definitely a huge accomplishment. Again, Fortunately, it wasn't a ton of drivers out here. Definitely not the quota they wanted to probably meet. Definitely, still a decent amount, and definitely huge accomplishment. They were able to keep it green the whole way and not get into each other. And I think honestly that the whole mindset of knowing that you don't have a faster pair to kind of back you up on maybe takes maybe puts the risk versus reward scenario, and focuses more on the reward or risk, excuse me. Not so much the reward, knowing that if you're racing really hard for the lead on lap 10 and you wreck, you're done and you don't have a chance at the win. So that definitely puts that in these guys' mind, and lets them know that you have to be clean, you have to take care of your stuff and be easy at the race. And that's honestly what we saw. This is one of the hardest racetracks in the circuit. We went the whole way under green unless we get a caution this lap. So definitely fun. I'm definitely excited to see what happens next week and as we go to Iowa and continue on throughout the season here.
Short track racing.
Oh yeah. So down the back straightaway here, once again, winner Elliott. Coming through turns number 3 and 4 here, and he'll get the white flag when they cross the start-finish line this time. 5.8 seconds, the gap between first and second. Absolutely no pressure from behind. 1 lap to go here from Atlanta for Wendell Elliott. And try to cruise his way to victory here. Race number 2 of the VASR Stock Car Championship through turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Down the back straightaway. So getting a nice and easy, not even getting close to the wall at all. No risk at all there. Gonna roll it through turns number 3 and 4 here for the final time. That's a 78 machine. And Wendell Elliott comes off of turn number 4. He will win race number 2 here of the VASR Stock Car Championship. Wendell Elliott, a winner here tonight from Atlanta. And here goes Austin Edstorm, 5.5 seconds back. He will finish in second. Brian Rumpf 1 lap down in third. Kind of start finish line. And you got Victor Valley in fourth right there. Douglas Carlson rounded off in fifth. And that does it for finishers here tonight. So Wendell Elliott, race winner here tonight from Atlanta.
Good win to him. He definitely deserved that win. He had to work hard to get that win today.
Goes his way in the pit road here.
Well, apparently I cheated, exiting, I cheated, so I'm going to go back and look at that, because I'm very surprised.
My apologies for not muting the race audio there. I thought I had it muted, but I guess we figure out why he got that penalty. It was for a pit exit, and definitely unfortunate.
Hey, I know the feeling, dude. I hit the wall so many times that I don't
really see how he got that penalty, honestly, because he barely touched the white line. He got a black flag from that. It's pretty unfortunate for him. But we're going to take you under a quick commercial break here. I'll be right back for our post-race show for interviews with your top few finishers and look at the results here, top to bottom from Atlanta. So we'll be right back after these short messages.
most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. Oh, oh. So start ignition, count to zero. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. They've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is going to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
So start ignition, count to zero. I just want to be a superhero.
All right, welcome back here to Landmark Spirit for the VASR Stock Car Championship.
Hey Brian, did you get into
Live
Discord yet?
here with the interviews. The top few finishers. Get a word with them. So first up, I'm gonna go with your race winner here tonight. Winner Elliott in the 78 machine. We're working a little bit backwards, and also apologize for the super long wait there on the interviews and everything. It's because we had to try to get everybody sorted out in the Discord and everything like that. So my apologies for that, of course. But yeah, we're gonna bring in the race winner here tonight. Window Elliott in the 78 machine. Window Elliott, got a copy.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Wendell, you managed to pull off the victory here tonight, and pretty a crazy and exciting race to watch. 115 laps of the hot and slick Atlanta Motor Speedway, and not a single caution flag to really give you guys much of a break at all. Definitely a great duel there between you and the 26 machine as far as on track and how the strategies went with you kind of taking the more short pit strategy and him trying to make it on one less pit stop, but then the penalty there, the 26 machine that basically secured you to the win easily. Definitely spiced things up quite a bit. It's definitely a very interesting race and very exciting to watch. So just talk about the obviously the whole race being under green flag, how much that really shaped the aspect of it and how it all kind of went through your eyes, and then obviously how you were able to pick up the victory here tonight.
Oh yeah, it was a good race for sure. I hated it for Austin because I pitted one more time than he did, and I was trying to play some pit strategy, and it bit me. I should have stayed out on my first pit stop. On my first pit stop, I should have stayed out probably 2 more laps, and I didn't, and so it made me have to pit at the end of the race extra time, and I stopped for 2 tires that time on the last pit stop, and I think Austin might have had a penalty or something and caused him to race, but other than that, I would have finished second because my stupid, whatever you want to call it, my stupid strategy.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch, and I knew at the start of the race that, of course, tires are going to be super crucial, and we talked about probably guys short pitting. You were obviously the first one to do that, but then, I was trying to do the math and how far you guys can make it on fuel. I was looking at, you're not going to be able to quite make it on fuel all the way to the end if you, on 3 pit stops if you pit early. So it was definitely fun to watch for that, and I honestly was really surprised we didn't have a caution flag here tonight. Even with about 8 guys, we had a couple of guys spin out here and there. They didn't bring the yellow out, but it definitely, whatever strategy you really did on the first pit stop, messed up, everything, the whole cycle, because you couldn't really save and gain that much fuel over the course of the race. And that's the, the very interesting aspect of the whole, race being under green is, every pit stop, every run you have affects, the pit stop following that. So it was definitely fun to watch that at least. And obviously it worked out when it was all said and done. Either way you look at it, at the end of the race, obviously you pick up the win here tonight. Anyway, thoughts on next week as we move to a completely different racetrack at Iowa?
That's not my strong point, Iowa. I really did not like that track. Not at all. Yeah, and that first pit stop, I was trying to maybe pull them to pit road on the next lap. That way I could get a big lead, on the next one.
Yeah, definitely the short pitting definitely gained a lot of time. on the start of the run and as the run kind of went on. But then, of course, the fuel aspect, obviously. But anyway, any special shout outs and thank yous and whatnot you want to give out here that brought you home into victory lane?
Yeah, I just want to thank my team, FI Motorsports, and all the guys. We run a little deal there together. I appreciate them.
Alrighty, well, congratulations on your win here tonight, Wendell, and have a good night.
All right, thank you, sir.
That was the driver of the number 78 machine. Wendell Elliott led 88 laps here tonight to pick up the win, starting on pole and finishing in first. And that driver who started second and finished second as well, the number 26 machine of Austin Edstorm. Bring into the broadcast booth now. Got a copy there, Austin?
Yeah, what's up?
So, Austin, pretty crazy race to say the least here from Atlanta. 115 laps under green at one of the hardest racetracks in the NASCAR circuit, and probably one of the most fun to be a part of and watch, of course, up here in the booth. We saw from just a duel there for the most part between just you and the 78 machine for much of the race after the first pit stop there where the double zero had issues. Basically, it was just between you two guys, and the obviously the strategy in that first pit stop basically affected the whole rest of the race, as far as how when the 78 would pit and when you would pit. And it looked like with your strategy, you're gonna have just 3 pit stops, compared to the 78, who's gonna have 4. And then obviously the pit exit there, the penalty that was given to you, basically cost that chance at being able to win the race here tonight. Unfortunately for you. But definitely very fun to watch you up here in the booth. And 115 laps under green in Atlanta, I'm sure, is extremely challenging to you guys. Not having a caution, the only breaks you really have is when you're sitting in the car there during the pit stop. So not very much time to gain your thoughts and regain focus and kind of just rest a little bit. So definitely very challenging to you guys. Definitely very fun to watch up here. But yeah, just talk about the race there as a whole and the penalty there, of course, that really affected the outcome of the race.
Yeah, well, I think I had the right strategy. I definitely I don't know, going into my last pit stop, I knew Wendell had to make another one, and he decided just to cut his losses, and I saw him go down pit road the same lap I did, and he was probably 25 seconds behind me just because of strategy. And I guess I just got too greedy on the exit. I watched it back, and somebody took a picture of it close up and sent it to me, and it was like my wheel was over the line by about 2 inches, so it wasn't like egregious or anything, and I'm kind of surprised how tight that was. There was no, I don't know, no, there's no zone in the middle or whatever. It's just as soon as you go over it, it's done. Even though I was over it for maybe like, I don't know, a quarter of a second, but I mean, I still did it, so I cost myself the race doing that, and I probably still would have won because of the strategy, but I missed pit road entering because of I was just a little upset, so I missed it. Coming down for the penalty. So that's probably what really killed it for me. Just him coming down on the same lap. If I would have not screwed up the pit entry for the black flag, I probably still would have won, or at least been close. But either way, I mean, it's upsetting, but I've still got the points lead, so I'm not like too upset about it.
Yeah, definitely a good race for you. Obviously, second place, and obviously second place is hard to accept, especially when you had that big shot at the win there. And yeah, we were really confused up here in the booth as far as why you had a black flags. We checked your speed, and you weren't speeding at all. And I was like, okay, you didn't go the white line at all. And then we saw you kind of barely touch it, like you mentioned, and I was really surprised that you got a black flag for that. Usually they have a lot more slack than that. And that's definitely obviously unfortunate for you. But then obviously the mistake there, kind of pit road, like you mentioned, definitely cost a lot of chances. But overall, just like with the mental toughness and the physical toughness of the race as a whole, obviously the duel between you and the 78 definitely spiced things up, and the strategy was through the roof. So talk about the toughness of Atlanta. It's hot, it's slick, it's fast. Definitely one of the most exciting and hardest races, like I mentioned earlier. Just talk about the toughness of the race being under green the whole way.
Well, I mean, in under green, it would normally be pretty bad, but we had dynamic weather on for this race, and I think we're doing that for the rest of the season. So we got, well, at least from myself, I got lucky, and I think the air temp by the time the green flag dropped was in the 60s, and I think the track was high 80s. So like it's still slick and it wears out tires really bad, but the I don't know, the temperature just wasn't high enough to really hurt the tires to where you would slide up and tag the wall easily, you could kind of ease it in there and really get the power down, especially in 3 and 4. So I don't know. I think the temperatures really helped my line. Anytime a cloud would come over and make it even colder, I would pick up speed crazy compared to Wendell. I think I was just better in the cold weather. If it was the other way around, he probably would have been a little bit faster than me. And it seemed like we were pretty even from the only run that we had equal tires. I couldn't pass him, and he couldn't pull away from me. So I think we are probably right around the same speed. Just got unlucky with well, I got lucky with the strategy, but then unlucky with my own stupid mistakes. But the race wasn't really too bad.
Yeah, definitely pretty fun to watch the duel there between you and him, and a little bit there in the beginning we saw the 0-0 and the 65 kind of shake things up as well. But anyway, closing out things here, any special shout outs and thank yous and sponsors that you have that you'd like to give those shout out here that makes the 26 machine turn around the track?
No, I don't really have any sponsors. I just run Tide for the memes.
All right, well, sounds good. Congratulations on second place at least, and appreciate your time here in the interview, and have a good night.
Thanks, guys. You too.
So that was the 26 machine of Austin Edstorm finishing off in second after starting second with 25 laps here tonight. And now your third place finisher tonight, Brian Rumpf, was just in the Discord. Looks like, unfortunately, he actually just left right before I was about to put him in, so that's unfortunate. But anyway, I guess I'll close out interviews here tonight. So I look at results here, top to bottom. At the results here from Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we close things out here from VASR Stock Car Championship. So Wendell Elliott will win the second race of the season, and a great battle between him and the 26th machine there. Brian Rumpf will finish it off in third, 1 lap down. 2 laps down in fourth. He rushed it a couple of times and had a lot of damage, but was actually able to get a really good, solid fourth place finish here tonight. After a pretty tough and long race there of being green the whole way. Douglas Carlson will finish it off in fifth, 2 laps down as well. Jared Bell had a lot of issues tonight as well. He finishes it off, matching his car number actually, in 6th place, 51 laps down. Kurt Rexford had connection issues all race and got some damage as well. He finishes 7th, 67 laps down. Brian Grubbs was actually battling the leaders. He got the lead for a little while there before he ran out of fuel, then oddly kind of just left the race but didn't leave the actual server. So not quite sure what happened to him, but he finishes it off 8th, 86 laps down. Jack Fellers finishes 9th, 99 laps down. Mickey Neal not taking the green flag in 11th. So that'll do it for us here tonight. We appreciate you all watching. Make sure to check us out Friday night for the iRacing East Series. Not quite sure. I think it might be the Daytona, maybe Daytona with the K&N cars. I think that's what the race is on Friday. We should check that out. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time as always. And of course next week here, next Tuesday will be a VASR Stock Car Championship again at Iowa this time for race number 3. So hopefully you can all join us for that. But then again, that will do us for here tonight. LCTV. Have a good night.